Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to my Drytron deck profile for the rest of the year, I guess. I don't know what Konami is doing, but I guess that we're going to have this format for 6 months, so we might as well get a little bit comfy, and the best way for me to do that, I guess, is to go back to a deck that I've been playing for the last year, which is Drytron. So, yeah, this is a list of, I played a very similar list to this about a week and a half ago at a regional, which was pretty sick. I had a lot of fun. I went like 5-2 with the deck. Obviously, I think the only difference between this and that list was obviously BENTEN going to 2, and also Dragoon was legal. Dragoon was actually one of the reasons for a couple of my losses, so yeah, it might even just be better without Dragoon, honestly. So shoutouts to Dragoon for that, I guess. See ya. More shoutouts to Verte. Dragoon's obviously still legal. But yeah, so Verte's gone. We have to do a slightly different thing for the combo, which is completely fine with me. I'm not like, I really love Verte, but like it's fine. It completely needed to go. But yeah, before the deck profile actually starts, I do want to shout out my friend Darthnatch6, who actually did a vlog of the regional. It was really sick. The regional was a little bit bumpy, but he still ended up doing like a vlog. It was really cool. So I'm going to be leaving that in the description below. You should go check that out. In fact, I'm in that video. So if you wanted to see me, I guess you should go check that out. Hit him with a subscribe. Anyways, let's get on into the list. So, yeah, we have 3 copies of Alpha. Let's put that here. 3 Zeta, 3 Delta, 3 Gamma. So, obviously, these are the Drytron names, and I've decided to also fit in 1 Delta. I guess I'll put that right there. So, yeah, these are the Drytron names. This is 13 names right now, just main hard draw names. I've decided that beta is actually, like, fine, especially because, like, I don't know. I just think that it's like fine to play. Maybe I should be playing something else in its place, but honestly, because the deck count is kind of low, we're at 42 cards. I don't want to play like a 3rd Fafnir, and I don't want to play like a Terraforming to get that as well. So I wanted like variety in names, which is why I've settled on beta. So that's like the main reason, just in case I don't draw like 2 copies of like Nova and I can't play, but if I draw like beta alpha, I can play something like that, or just like Nova beta I can play, you know, just like stuff like that I can still like end up playing. So I just wanted some variance in the names, really is the reason for playing the beta. Honestly, you could cut it. It's like whatever. And then to see more names, we're playing the 3 copies of Emergency, the 2 Fafnir, the 3 Nova, and we're also on a copy of Foolish, which I'm not a huge fan of. I actually end up siding this card out. Sometimes I side out like a Foolish, a Fafnir, and then the beta, because these are like probably the worst cards to see multiples. Like you don't want to see this because the main reason that you don't want to see this is like if you draw like Alpha Foolish, it's like really awkward. But this is basically like specifically Alpha, so it's like only really good when like you really want to see Alpha. So if you draw like Zeta Foolish, it's Alpha Foolish, it's like really awkward. And then the Fafnir is really awkward if you draw it in multiples, and the Beta is just like a worse name. So yeah, that's the reason of why I would like side those cards out. Plus, you don't lose consistency when going second if you side like 3 cards out, since you're always going to be saying just about 2 names. Then for the rest of the Drytron names, we're playing a I just said field spell? No, this is a ritual spell, and then the Draconids. Just 1 of each is fine. Then as far as Fairies go, we're on the triple Diviner and the 2 copies of BENTEN. Ironically, I don't have a second English BENTEN. This is French, so shout out to my French duelists. Yeah, shout outs to Konami for bringing this back to 2. This deck's actually kind of cool now. I actually really like it. But yeah. And then the rest, we just have a Natasha. We don't play Editon anymore because like Editon was like another name that you could use for Natasha, but like now it just like doesn't matter. You just play Natasha anyways. I think there's like 1 specific combo where the Idison comes up, but like realistically it's not going to matter. 2 copies of Ophiel, 2 copies of Full, and 1 Bethor, so still on the Megalith cards. I bumped Ophiel up to 2 specifically because it helps you play through Nib a little bit better. And in fact, it makes you end on a slightly better board, which we'll go over towards the end of the video. Then, as far as other names go, we have a Chaos Valk. This is really cool. So this actually helps you make Abyss Dweller, which is actually going to be pretty good this format because Branded is very strong and they have a lot of grave effects. So having the Chaos Valk to make Dweller is like really nice. It's also really good as just like a general extender in the deck, which is really cool because it's supported by BENTEN. Then we also have a copy of Orange Light to help combat hand traps, and I guess technically the call by as well. So just like extenders as well as just other like fairy searches. So pretty cool. Then for the rest of the deck, we're just playing 2 copies of Droplets and 2 copies of Talents. You could bump these up, but honestly, I think the 2 and 2 is fine. If you were to bump this up, I'd play the 3rd Droplet, and then I'd play the 3rd Talent, if in that order specifically. But yeah. Then let's move on into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we have 2 copies of Fafnir, standard. Beatrice, this actually helps you combo sometimes, and it's really important for a card we play in the side deck, so I'll get to that later. But yeah, if you draw Zeta Diviner, you can't really combo, but what you can do is that you can go Diviner, search BENTEN, and then you can tribute BENTEN for Zeta, search Ritual Spell, summon back BENTEN, you have 6, you can make Beatrice. Beatrice can send Gamma, and then you can tribute any ritual out of your hand for the Gamma, and then summon, make Fafnir, and continue playing. So it's actually pretty important. If you don't know that combo, that's actually extremely important, so I'd recommend knowing that. Then we're also playing a Dweller and Downward Magician. These were originally not in the list, but obviously since we have space now because we have to cut the Verte and DPE or Dragoon or whatever, depending on your variant, then you can play these. Sometimes also Dagda. We also play a Zeus, obviously, just like being able to have like a super strong Zeus, like a 4 material Zeus is really important with the downward, so that's why you play that. Then we also play Baron, really good. This actually stops Nib. You actually make it on the 6th summon, so it doesn't like entirely stop Nib, but it's still really, really good. For Link monsters, we have Link, Karibo, IP, Phoenix, Dark, a Boral Sword, and Appaloosa. So the only card that you might want to change out of this is probably Dark, because I don't know if this is actually going to see a lot of play anymore. Because obviously last format, it was really good to get DPE, but now that Verte is kind of gone, like I don't think a lot of decks are going to be summoning like DPE anymore. So maybe the Dark isn't worth it. But there are some really cool situations where you can, just if you have like Alpha and any Drytron in hand, then you can on the next turn like make Dark take their DPE and then just like link everything off for Boral Sword, and then Boral Sword DPE's game. So that's really cool. That's really funny. Comes up a lot actually. At least in last format. I don't know about this format, so still kind of awkward. I don't know about the DPE decks. Probably not. Probably not what people are going to play them. And then obviously for the Diviner targets, we play Entis Arclight. But yeah. In the YCS I played, the Entis didn't come up, but in the regional it came up a lot. So Entis is definitely going to stick in the deck. We play Token because if you draw Nova, you can't really play around Nibiru. Technically, you get Nibiru anyways, but, you know. 3 Cosmic, 3 Lightning Storm, 3 Lava Golem, and 3 Appointer. This is for, like, the side deck stuff. Obviously, all of these cards are really good. Sometimes you just don't care about your normal summon. So you just side out, like, your 3 or, like, 2 Diviner and then, like, a Foolish or something. And then you can stick these in. And then going second, you can just, like, Lava Golem them. And then just kill them. Or you could just make you could put this in defense and then make Fafnir attack into this and then make Zeus, which also comes up quite often. So yeah, all of these cards are great. We play a lot of back row removal because I'm kind of afraid of Mystic Mine. Don't know why that card is still legal, but whatever. And then for the last 3 cards, obviously one of them, it has to be a Lancia. You can just search this and stop Flunder, so it's like really good. And then another card which is actually really good against Flunder, and it's also pretty good against Sword Soul. We have Necroworld Banshee and Zombie World. So in certain lines, especially like that Diviner Zeta combo that I was talking about earlier, you obviously make Beatrice, and then you can leave the Beatrice up on your field, and then on the next turn you can send the Necroworld Banshee, and then activate a Zombie World from your deck. Zombie World's a little awkward in this deck, because like obviously you have to tribute machines in order to ritual summon. And this turns them all into zombies. But the thing that's fine with that is that while they're under Fafnir, they're still considered machines. So your ritual summons are still fine as long as you have a Fafnir that isn't negated. Yeah, that's the deck list. I'm going to show you guys like a quick combo of basically what the goal of the end board is. Obviously, this can change over time, but this is like the plan for right now. So obviously, let's just go over a normal Alpha Zeta combo since it's pretty standard. Obviously, there's a lot of variations to this, but especially because now you'll draw BENTEN more often than not. So yeah, so we'll go Alpha, Tribute, Zeta. We search the BENTEN. Zoning doesn't really matter, although it like slightly does. So yeah, you search BENTEN, and then you can go Zeta effect, Tribute the BENTEN, and then you can search a ritual spell, and then a new chain, you go BENTEN effect, you add Diviner. Then depending on your hand, you can go Fafnir here, or you can normal summon the Diviner. If you have like other rituals in your hand, especially the Megalith cards, then I would just make a Fafnir here. But if you don't have access to the Megalith cards, but you have more access to Drytrons, like if you have other Drytrons in your hand, I would just make Fafnir. Obviously, you can like play around like the Imperm that way. Because if you summon this and they know like, oh, you just have Diviner in hand, oh, I'll Imperm this, and then you can't really play with Drytrons, like you only have one ritual summon. So that's what a lot of people do, but if they see more Drytrons, then they'll Veiler the Diviner. That's what smart people would do, at least. Anyways, you can normal summon, Fafnir effect. I'm getting ahead of myself, I went off on a tangent. So yeah, you go Gamma, and then you can go Diviner, send Arclight, and then Arclight's effect is going to add you the Megalith Ophiel specifically. And then you're going to activate the Medionis, tribute the material under, summon the Ophiel, and then you're going to go Ophiel's effect. And you're going to add Megalith full from deck to hand. And then you're immediately after just going to Synchro, because this is 5 summons right now. So if they don't nib you here, then you just make the Barone, and then they can't nib you for the rest of the turn, basically. Then you go effect of Gamma Engrave, because you should be safe. You're going to tribute the full, summon itself, and summon the Zeta back. Then I like to go Medionis target Gamma here to add back, especially because the Gamma's in defense, it's not going to matter, the 1000 attack reduction. Then from here, you can go activate Medionis, get rid of this, summon the full, and then full's effect is going to add BENTEN. Sorry about the glare there, that's really annoying. I'm actually going to move this here. So you're going to link off the Gamma and the Zeta, that's what I'll do next anyways. And you can make an IP. You could also just link the Fafnir off and then like end on Link Rebo. In fact, like that's what I'll do. Like Fafnir links off and then you use the other one to make Link Rebo. You can do that. So that's a little better just to protect like your IP. But then you go full effect, tribute the BENTEN. Summon the Ophiel. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. You can add a full. And then off of the BENTEN you can add a Chaos Valk. And then from here, you can summon the Chaos Valk by banishing Herald of the Arclight specifically. And then you're just going to overlay it with the Ophiel for Abyss Dweller. And then you have a full in hand for follow-up, as well as you can use it to summon the BenTWO with the other full. So during your opponent's turn, during the standby phase, you can use the Dweller, just like lock them out. If they have something, you can like an Imperm or something, you can use Barone to negate it if you want. Then obviously you can use the IP. You can turn all 3 of these into Appaloosa for 3 negates. And then you're kind of just chilling, especially because you can just make a BenTWO like at any time. And then the BenTWO can obviously pop, I believe it's 3 cards. We have full, Ophiel, BENTEN. So yeah, it's going to pop 3 cards. So yeah, you have 3 pops, 3 negates, a negate, then you locked out a grave. It's pretty nice actually. So yeah, that's like the basic combo. What is that, like 7 interruptions plus they're locked out a grave? So yeah, it's pretty good. That's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.